So alongside being able to summon clones of people, pretty much everything is like being invented around me. There's even times where I'm sure that ambulances and fire trucks are being called to people dying, houses on fire, stuff like that, just to warn me. And like I pay real close attention to them because of that. Like, if my food's ready or something, I guess in the Matrix here they burn a house down so uh, a fire truck will come out with an alarm, and then like because I'm so used to it at this point, every time that happens, I'll be like, oh, I got food in there, I better go get it, and I'll just ask questions, and two people will walk by talking to each other, and they're not really talking to each other, they're answering my question. And I've seen that a lot too. Like, wow. I mean, when I first started seeing it, I started like probing it because I was like, it's like, this is really happening, isn't it? Right? Like, I never questioned it because it was so obvious right away. The only thing I questioned was if, like, I'm seeing things other people aren't seeing. And I've obviously, other people in the world were interacting with some of the people talking to me about things sometimes. And I've even taken the liberty to pull other people aside when they walk by and be like, hey, is this person really right here talking to me right now? Are they saying this stuff they're saying? And it really is happening like that. Like music and videos, classes, seminars will appear like right then. I'm pretty sure bands are like their history, people's memories are being rewritten. Obviously, like they're being created right there on the spot. So you could easily rewrite their memories and stuff, and then like all these commenters in the videos are like, oh, I remember these CDs. These were good CDs. These were real underground. And it's like, well, I don't remember those CDs, and I know everything this band had. But now we got more of their CDs because we wouldn't have had more of their CDs because the original members are gone, and they got to figure out a way to make music again without bringing them back to life. So you just rewrite everyone's memory and tell them, hey, look, there's these 7 CDs you just didn't happen to hear. And one of the questions I have about the music is like, how is that like happening? Is the music like pre-made before we enter the game here, or is it and like it just going along with like the plot line and the storyline, or is it being auto-generated, or am I creating like the music and stuff, and like outside of here, or just my mind? Like, I mean, because when I make music, I'm making like pretty complicated stuff. I went through like I made like a whole CD in like an hour of like pretty technical stuff. I guess it was like 3-4 hours I spent working on it, because I took a couple minute breaks in between each song and wrote down some lyrics to try to formulate like a storyboard, to get my creative juices flowing, like what will this song be about? Oh, let's write a song about like traveling some ancient ruins and battling giant spiders and battling all these other things in the ruins. But I basically made like a whole CD, within like an hour or two's worth of time. And when I make songs, like generally each song, you could break it down. If you're gonna make like AC/DC type music, you could break most of my songs down into like 50 songs. Just take out like each riff, every 4 beats. Take that riff and make an entire song. If you're gonna make something like Minor Threat, AC/DC, Sex Pistols, simple type music. But this stuff's like really happening. Like people, what the other day I remember I was getting off the bus and then um, I was like probably talking about this stuff because like really, what else is there to talk about if the world's all fake? All the other stuff's useless to talk about. Like there's, what am I gonna go to talking about playing Pitfall on Atari when I'm like in this massive game environment here that I'm creating with my mind? Like that makes no sense to take a step back that direction. And there's something way off the charts compared to Atari and stuff. And so I was talking something about that, and then these two people walked by me. The group I refer to as aliens, but technically the word alien means a lot, and if I'm summoning clones, then the humans are alien to me because I'm not being summoned and stuff. Like, as far as I know, I'm not teleporting, and I've rarely talked most of my life, so I probably wasn't like. Although I do have a lot of people who ask me questions and stuff, and even more recently, like when I'm traveling and attending like large events, people are asking me like what next, and I wasn't seeing things, or I was, and I was just like I was still getting spooked. It's like, what do you mean what next? What, do I control the world or something? Oh, I'm in control of like all 10,000 of these people outside right now that are at their event and conference and stuff. What next? Like, right? So I guess in a way, like I do kind of answer questions for other people, but it's not like that. Like, and I definitely like generally stay silent. So if I'm talking to someone, I'm probably not talking loud enough for other people to hear it unless I want that to happen. Because sometimes I feel like unsafe and I want other people to hear the conversation. Like if I got some dope fiends, if I got one of the bad guys in this game, right? One of the bad group there. Um, if I have one of them interacting with me at all, I like to make sure that conversation is real aired out and stuff, and everyone can hear it because generally, like they're like trying some scumbaggery, and I just want like people to hear the scumbaggery. That way, I mean, if I'm forced to interact with it, just go ahead and tell everyone what you're saying. But other than that, I don't think I'm teleporting places and just being invented right there. My whole life story to fit other people's needs when they summon a clone of me. So I don't. I don't see how it could be a two-way street either because it's just like so much of it's happening that it's like a very mathematical probability that it's not a two-way street there. Too much is over here on my side for it to be able to be over on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got a rope and you pull it over here. I got like most of the rope over here in the tug of war would be really short on the other end. So the probability there is pretty bad, that pretty low. Bad, not really necessarily a word that could be used there, but these things are happening. Like to me, I know that. I've been watching it. Music like popping up, like brand new music just came out, just dropped sometimes. Not all the time. It's just drop, but it's enough to like show me that it's happening. Where just like music is appearing, talking to me about like very detailed stuff. And once I started seeing this stuff, I started like requesting very obscure, crazy things. So it became apparent, like, yeah, that stuff's happening. But humans will just like appear in the matrix and they think they're talking to each other, but they're like answering questions I just asked and they'll walk by.